You've asked for separates and I've heard you. Today, we're gonna be talking about a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe is really a minimalist concept, and I actually find it to be a very beautiful concept, especially whenever you apply it to one aspect, one very consuming aspect of your life. And so today we're looking at workwear versatility. Now, I do need to come clean. I'm not a minimalist by nature. In fact, I'm really not a minimalist at all. When we go on vacation, I could happily use the services of like a Sherpa or a pack mule. If I'd been on the Titanic, I would be that like super extra passenger who brought the automobile, because you never know, right? That's sometimes that's kind of my motto. I wonder if there actually was a car on the Titanic. I mean, there was definitely one in the movie. Was there a car on the Titanic? Okay, yeah, I'd be that guy. Back to the capsule wardrobe. What's a capsule wardrobe? I'm happy that you asked. A capsule wardrobe is finding a certain number of pieces, whether that is from clothing that you already own, purchasing new pieces, compiling that, and they need to fit a few guidelines. They have to fit your personal style. They need to have the ability to mix and match, and that's kind of essential to the idea of the capsule. And then those together essentially make up your uniform. And really it's to kind of make life a little bit easier. So the idea here is like, I've got these 14 pieces and I know that they all go together. So in the morning, whenever I'm trying to like roll my hair so it doesn't look nearly as thin as it is, and pack my kids' lunch, get everything going that's got to get going in the morning, I don't have to think so hard about what I'm gonna put on my body, because I know that of my selection, everything works. Even if there's a piece that's dirty, I can grab something else. It just really streamlines the morning process. So I actually started building my capsule wardrobe, you know what, way before I started YouTube. And I didn't start building it physically, I started building it on a Google Doc. I had taken some pictures of clothing that I had that I really liked, like certain tops. Oh, I've got these pants, these are great. And I pulled links from other stores. I've kind of compiled it. I'll come back to it every once in a while, but I've really watched lots of YouTube videos on capsule wardrobes. I love the idea of them. And so I'd lost weight. I got out of a lot of the clothes that I had previously been using. And so I knew that I would really kind of have to start my capsule wardrobe from scratch. It was kind of on the back burner. Well, fast forward to Labor Day this year, and I get an email from City Chic. If you're not familiar with City Chic, I totally understand. I actually discovered City Chic because of Adia and Kobox. I don't know if they would appreciate this, but I kind of think of them, I'm obviously in the US, I kind of think of them as like the Australian Torrid, because they're a beautiful plus size shop, they carry high quality items, and that's kind of where my go-to is for Torrid. I've been very pleased with them. I think that they really cut items very nice for plus size body. I'm an extra large in City Chic, which is the equivalent of like a 22, 24, 3X. So their sizes kind of change a lot like Torrid does. I would be between a 2 and a 3 at Torrid. So that's City Chic. I've recently done a City Chic like dress haul, and I'm gonna be honest, in my heart of heart, my first like want was to go on and pick out some dresses, because I love dresses, but I didn't think that that was what would like best serve you, and honestly best serve me. So I told them yes. I actually kind of gave them my idea, like, you know what, I'm kind of starting from scratch. I'm looking to do a capsule wardrobe, and they're like, yeah, pick out some items that'll work for that. And I spent 6 hours on a holiday. I think my husband was super thrilled with that. And I built this capsule wardrobe. So what I did was I started with a palette. Okay, so I've got a photographer who's a friend of mine. She does a lot of our family portraits, and she did my colors and told me that I really look best in jewel tones. So I wanted something that would go well with my skin, and then of course that would go well with each other. So I decided that I was going black, white, and then I was going to add in a little bit of navy, a little bit of emerald, and a little bit of ruby, but in muted tones. And I want to let you know the most important thing about a capsule wardrobe, and honestly anything that you are bringing into your home, especially if it's going in your closet and it's going on heavy rotation, and that is that you need to love every single piece, okay? You need to love it. If it is earning its way into your cycle of clothing, it needs to make you feel beautiful, it needs to make you feel empowered, and it needs to make you feel confident. And if it doesn't do those things, that might not be the right piece for you. I challenge you to love your clothes. Like, even if it's a t-shirt, That t-shirt needs to make you feel as awesome as you are. What I have here are these 14 pieces. 6 are bottoms, 5 are tops. I've got 2 blazers. One's kind of unique and a little bit different and is not quite as cohesive to the group as everything else is, and then 1 long overcoat. Now, the reason that I did the overcoat was probably more for your benefit than mine. I happen to live in Houston. I could practically go all year without an overcoat, but that's not the case for everyone. Now, let me tell you, for like 2 months out of the year, I really enjoy wearing it between like the parking garage and the building. So there is that, and it's beautiful in defense of the coat. So my plan here is to go through each one of these items, show it to you, and while I'm showing it to you, future me is gonna show up on the screen and show you how it works with some of the other pieces, just to give you some outfit ideas, because I think I'm gonna have more than 30 outfits. And in the event that I don't do it that way, we're gonna be here for approximately 1 billion hours, and nobody needs that. So what we're gonna start with is this lovely white top. This is the Sweet Waterfall top. I'm a big fan of items that can be worn 2 ways. So this can be worn tucked in, but it's beautiful loose. It's hip length. It has a double layer, so it's fully lined, and the bottom lining actually comes out further than the top. It's made of chiffon and has a keyhole in the front and a keyhole in the back. So I like to keep at least 1 white and at least 1 black handy. I will tell you that a white top will typically last me like 2 years tops. I have to be incredibly careful with it. I'm very messy by nature, but I love the way that a white top looks, and I've gotten very good at stain fighting. So this one has beautiful little waterfall sleeves. They're a flutter, but they're a little bit longer. Flutter sleeves sometimes make me look wider. I have actually tried a few by City Chic, and I did not see that, so I'm really thinking that this one is going to be great. It has a lot of nice details, so it can stand on its own, but they're subtle enough to where a jacket does not look superfluous over it. All right, so my next item is a lightweight sweater. Since we're moving into fall and I wanted this to be seasonless, I wanted to have a piece that is lightweight enough to where, I mean, it's really a dress shirt, and it's a very stylish sweater. This is an alpine, and I would say kind of, it's like a true forest green, almost an emerald color. It has ribbing in a V-neck on the top and that same ribbing on the back. I thought that it was beautiful on the model. It could easily be untucked and look a little bit slouchy, which would be fun. What drew me to this is that the model was wearing it tucked in with actually probably like, I think they're the suited pants, the perfect suited pants. And it just looks very business, very professional on a slightly more casual day to where you can be comfortable but look incredibly sharp all at the same time. So a lightweight sweater is a yes for me. My next top is this Amelia. When I was wearing suits pretty much every day, I typically went for a camisole. Now the problem with a camisole, especially whenever it gets hot in the office, is that the ones that I have at least kind of have spaghetti straps, and there's no way that I would take my jacket off with the spaghetti strap showing because you would see my bra strap. What I wanted was a black undershirt that had straps that were wide enough to conceal that bra strap, so that in the event that I took off my jacket, I would be completely office appropriate, and this one really fit the bill. I also like that this one has a satin band in the back that kind of keeps them together, so there's no chance of the straps falling off. This is satin and it's fully lined. It also sits right about hip length, so you can wear it untucked or you can wear it tucked. I feel like the satin, especially the not super shiny satin, is beautiful. It's lightweight, it's kind of form-fitting, it's cooling, and it just kind of gives a little bit of elevation to your style. This has some really beautiful darting, so it shouldn't be boxy. And me personally, I like to wear things that I would not say are body contouring, but I do like to wear things that are fitted. So I really appreciate having darting. I appreciate things that are gonna cinch in and give me a little bit of waist. I have an apple body, so I don't have a lot of waist as it is. So any clothes that will assist me without hindering, I am all for. I also like V-necks. I feel like the V definitely draws away from like the breadth of my shoulders. And so anytime I can get a V-neck, It's happening. So next we have the perfect suited top, and I saw this under several of the suits and thought that it was beautiful. This is actually like a stretch satin, which is interesting. So it feels a lot like satin, but it has some definite stretch to it. It's intended to be a more fitted shirt. It has a square neck, which square is not normally like my absolute go-to. Again, it has darting. It's really made to flatter a plus size figure. And because it's not boxy and goes in a little bit, you can see that it goes in a little bit at the waist and then tapers out a bit. It can be worn either tucked in or out. And then this one came in black or this really pretty navy, and I felt like I wanted to add a little bit of color without going crazy overboard in my office basics, so navy was the winner. All right, so we're getting into the I know I want one or two black tops. I've got two black tops, and this is the romantic mood top. This was one of the first things that I added to my cart. I would have loved to have gotten this in like a red, but it would have thrown off my color scheme. I have this top actually in kind of a like cornflower blue, and then I've received it in a yellow, but in the wrong size. And so I've returned it, and that was whenever I was going through my Dia & Co box. But I do love the way that this fits. It's got a flutter sleeve that comes over and actually cuts down at the bust, and it's actually a tank underneath. And so that flutter is a huge flutter, but it's completely secure and totally covers your bra, which I feel is necessary for the office place. It has a rounded neck. If I could change one thing about this, I would like it to have more of a V-neck, just because that's more flattering to me. But with things that have a round neck, I typically wear a long necklace. I normally wear a long necklace anyway, but that necklace helps cut just like a V-neck would, and then I think that it adds a little something extra to the top. And by being able to add all of those different accessories, I can also change up the look of this top. So this is one where I could wear it multiple days a week, and you might not be able to know that I'm wearing the exact same top. If I went tucked in versus tucked out, wore a lot of different necklaces, wore a blazer. That's what I like about some of this versatility. It's pretty awesome. So next we're moving on to pants. And y'all, it is hard to get excited when talking about pants, but we're gonna try. This is the Penelope pant, and these are pinstripe. I think pinstriping is lovely. What I love about it is that you can pair it with a jacket, or you can pair it with just about any kind of solid color top, and it just looks incredibly classy. Now, these Penelope pants actually came in two ways. They came the super straight leg tapered, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I say that as I'm kind of wearing some. These aren't like crazy tight, but that's the idea. And then it also comes in the wide leg. Y'all, I wasn't born in the 90s, but I'm really a child of the 90s. And the skinny jeans and all of that were not really in just yet. Like I think it was like right after I was getting out of college that those were like a huge thing. And so everything in me, whenever I see them, is like, no, you don't want your legs to look like pencils, whenever pencils can be very attractive as legs. They just make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because everything is just getting so close. Like my calf is feeling suffocated, and there's just too much togetherness between the pants and my leg. So I opted for the wide leg trousers, which is honestly my favorite way to go. One of my sisters-in-law always tells me that I need to wear more fitted pants. She hates it whenever I choose like the yoga pant style of athletic wear as opposed to like the stuck painted on my body kind, because she says those are more flattering. I don't know if I believe her. These are just incredibly classy trousers. They have a button, and they have 3 of the hook and eye clasps, giving it a nice wide waist. These are probably the pants that I like the most out of this collection. Next are the Lily pants, and these are a super close fit, just like the ones I was telling you I'm not that comfortable in, but y'all know I decided to try some just for you. So these are black. They have faux pockets and a side zip closure because they're intended on fitting incredibly fitted. They're faux pockets, and they're studded on the side to give them a little bit of something extra. These remind me a lot of some pants that I had when I was a kid, but they had, do y'all remember stirrup pants? They were very similar to this, incredibly tight. They had that side closure, and then they had stirrups that were on the bottom that went underneath your foot, and you could kind of see the little stirrups so that I guess that the idea was that they were tight and fitted. I don't know, but the stirrups kept them from like springing up, I guess. But there are no stirrups here, none, not a single stirrup. Okay. These feel much more like classic crepe suiting, but like I said, I like the wide leg. I could see myself grabbing for the wide leg, but I also really love the idea of having a little bit more variety. All right, if those pinstripe Penelope pants were my favorite pants, this is my favorite bottom. This is the midi tube skirt. What I love about it is that it has a zipper that goes all the way down in the back. I think that it's very classy. The first time I remember seeing a full back zipper in a dress was on Project Runway, probably, I mean, it was probably before my daughter was born. So I would say like before 2010. It has a button, and then you can make this slit as low or as high as you want in the back because of the zipper. It's nice gold hardware, which I like because I wear gold jewelry far more often than I wear silver. I have more gold jewelry than I have silver. And it's just a nice tube piece for the office. And I really like where the length falls. It's below my knee, so I did not have to worry about my modesty level at all. This piece was actually the catalyst for making me choose the coat because I just thought that they were so beautiful together. All right, next we have the perfect suit pant, and these are like an absolute staple in my closet. They're wide leg. I've got some that are boot cut. I've got some that are straight leg, but a solid black pair of pants that is long enough is an absolutely essential part of my work wardrobe. A black pair of pants you could literally wear every day of the week with a different top, and no one's gonna know that it's the same pair of pants. If I was to choose one bottom from the entire collection, this would be the item that I chose. So this perfect suited pant has a built-in belt. The belt is made of the suiting, which I like, and it has gold hardware, which I also really enjoy. I will be washing this as well, and I'll be putting it in a lingerie bag so that it fades at the same level that the black fades. And I mean, I know that the fading is minuscule, but 2 years down the road, it makes a difference. Next, and you could very easily sub this for a khaki pair of pants, but I'm not a huge fan of khaki. I do have khakis that I absolutely never reach for. So I decided to do kind of a take on it and go white. What I liked about these were that they had that front slit. I think that it looks super classy if it's done right. I've also seen it done wrong, but I think that especially whenever you're wearing a heel or a booted heel, that front slit really adds something. I know that there are a lot of people that really don't like wearing white out of the summer months or after Labor Day or what have you. And to that I say, then don't do it, right? You don't need to. I personally think that a white suit in the winter looks great. I like wearing what I like year round, regardless of what the fashion trends are, what the fashion rules are. And I'm absolutely not a fashionista, but I really think that what you wear is incredibly personal to you, regardless of rules. I also think that 90% of being beautiful is feeling beautiful. So if you are there and you have that feeling and that confidence, then you're gonna exude it and everyone around you is gonna think you're beautiful, even if you're wearing white after Labor Day, which I'm totally gonna be doing. My last item in the bottoms is a solid pair of jeans. I always have a difficult time finding a solid pair of jeans for the office. So if I want to wear jeans on a non-client day, I can, but it needs to have a full bottom, so no fraying, and then absolutely no distressing anywhere on the jeans. One way that I love to wear jeans to the office is with a black blazer. So I wear an undershirt, I take that black blazer and I roll up my sleeves and then wear the jeans, and sometimes I cuff them, sometimes I don't. To me, that's a very smart casual look. I think that it's very attractive for the office. It's a yes for me. Yes for me. So jeans I think are a great one for like a casual Friday in the office. The most challenging piece in my collection is this blazer. I like to have one solid black blazer. I think that it's kind of an essential piece to my wardrobe, but then I like to also have, I don't know, like a novelty blazer, if you will. I know that novelty might not be the word, but this one is very novelty. So it actually has like a hook and eye bustier, and the model, and I will try this on for you just like she's wearing it without an undershirt. I would never wear it to the office without an undershirt. It really does kind of call for a low shirt, and this would be one where, unlike all of the other pieces that I've brought in, people would notice that you're wearing this more than once in a week because it's an incredibly unique piece where it's part of the uniform. You might not want it to be on too frequent of a rotation unless that's just you and it's your absolute favorite, then you do you, girl. I really think that this is neat. I think that it's unique. If I had to purchase one blazer and could only have one, this would not be the one that I chose. I do like having something that's fun but still business casual in the mix. And then I have just like the plain black blazer. This one is my absolute favorite style. I like clasps so much better than I like buttons, and I think that's just a personal preference. I think that maybe with my middle, it gives me a little bit less bulk. Sometimes whenever you have to take the suit jacket and you fold it here and then you button on this side and then this side has to fold over and button twice here, I've already got a problem area with my middle. Not that I'm trying to completely hide my middle. I mean, it's part of who I am, but I definitely don't want to draw attention to it. And the clasp on the blazers really seemed to help that. There was a point where we were going with blazers that had nothing and they just kind of did like a waterfall. And I think that I'm personally kind of moving away from that. I do like there to be some kind of closure, but I do like my closure to be minimal. So I would be happy with this being my one and only jacket, if there was such a thing. Like, Meredith, choose one blazer for the rest of your life. Well, yes, but why? Given that that was my edict, this would work for me. Lastly, I have this beautiful coat. When I placed the order for this coat, I ordered it in a 22. Now, the 22 happened to be sold out. So I was looking at the sizes and the 24 would have been too large, and I was very, very close to the 20. But there was also like this little drop down video that said that if you're looking at getting a coat that you should size up. And so I went with the 20 and I crossed my fingers, and really I think that this one's perfect. I'm comfortable in it. I'm standing in my house right now. It's like 72 degrees and I'm not too hot. I don't know what kind of magic that is, but it's probably that it's not all like acrylic or acetate. I love the length. I think it's gonna be absolutely beautiful with that skirt. I'm going to Germany this winter, and of all of the coats that I've gotten in, this is one that I may end up taking with me. We shall see. I don't know though, it'll be wet. Y'all who know things about coats, you need to let me know. Which month is your absolute coldest? If we had one month where I would tell you that a coat is most likely worth it, it would be February. But Christmas, we swim, we heat the pool, but we swim every Christmas day. So December's not really our cold month. I hope that you've enjoyed the versatility of these separates. It was a lot of fun and I'm terrified of the editing, but I wanted to show you the shoes that I wore. I have a boot by City Chic that has a nice little gold zipper on the end. This is actually a higher boot than I would normally get, though I have now worn it out, but I like having a boot. My kind of go-to for the office are ballet flats. So I've got a black by City Chic and I've got a little Amazon basic beige. Now I will tell you that City Chic's flats run a little bit large. And then I also have a nude heel, and I wear these nude heels for just about everything. I love them. They're by Clark's. They're old, but Clark's runs and does well for me. I wear a 12 wide, so that says a lot. But I'm very impressed with everything on City Chic. A few notes on the sizing. I felt that the pants ran snug. I wear a 22 and I've lost some weight, so I'm going toward the smaller end of a 22, and I found everything to be perfectly fitting to just a smidge snug. So if you're like wondering, hey, I'm kind of in a tight, I would size up. Just saying, I would consider sizing up. I don't think that I would size above a 22, but if I'm between that 20 and 22, a 22 is where I need to be. Oh, and then the black jacket. Whenever I ordered this, I don't know why or what possessed me to do so, but I ordered this in a 20 and it was a little more snug than I wanted it to be. I think that was possibly purely by accident. I'm happy to have it in this size, but had I ordered it kind of organically, I would probably return it and get it true to size. I would say everything else fit true to size. I'm very pleased with the quality of the pieces. I love that I was able to, like, in one shot, create basically an entire capsule. If I were to add anything to this capsule, I would probably add a black little short dress, but I think as is, it is pretty wonderful. If you've enjoyed this, please consider liking the video. Please leave me a comment and just let me know your thoughts. That really helps me and my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would. That helps me a ton. I thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.